And I changed my hair color. Actually, I had my hair color changed. I went to the hairstylist. Hey there, my name is Rene and I wanna tell you how I started learning English. On my previous video, the first one by the way, I talked a little bit of how I've learned English through the years, but now I just want to share how I really started learning English. When I was a kid, around 7, 8, I used to go to those arcade houses, arcade places, arcades. It was mid-90s, so arcades were very popular in Brazil. I remember I used to play Street Fighter 2, Golden Axe, Final Fight, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Sunset Riders, and a lot of other classic games. And everything was in English, and I wanted so much to understand all of that because I loved so much all of those games. Some words I could easily presume, like Final Fight. Final in Portuguese is final, so only the pronunciation changes, but the meaning is the same. And some guy who I used to meet at the arcades had told me that fight meant like brawl, like. Although I could not pronounce the words correctly at that time, I memorized them, like the meanings. So Final Fight was like the last. I also learned the numbers from 0 to 10. Actually from 10 to 0 because of the continue screen. Every time I lost a match, there was this continue screen asking if you would like to continue the game. You had to insert another coin. Sometimes there was an announcer like 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And sometimes I just stay there in front of the arcade machine just to hear and see the numbers and learn. By the way, continue is another word that is exactly the same in Portuguese, continue, only the pronunciation changes. When I was around 10, I won my first video game. It was the Sega Genesis. In Brazil it's called Mega Drive, just like in Japan. Only the Americans changed the name. In Brazil they kept the original name because I think that if they kept like Genesis from the US here in Brazil, it would not sell that much because it has something to do with religion, and here in Brazil everyone's Catholic, and I don't think that would be a cool name to catch the attention from the parents, if you know what I mean. With my first video game, playing every day, I learned a lot more than in the arcades, because I remember there was this old dusty English dictionary laying around home, and I used to look up all of the words there, and I learned a lot, especially with RPG games, because there's a lot of text there, the plot, the characters talking to each other all the time. RPGs have lots of text. Yeah, that was very good for me. Just so you know, there was no internet at that time, no smartphone, nothing. I had to look up in a physical dictionary, like this one here. This one is Japanese Portuguese, but just to illustrate what I wanna say. The first words I learned in the very beginning were like easy, medium, hard, start, options, sound test, and the end. Those simple but classic words from old games. Since English was connected to something that I loved so much, that was video games, learning was not painful, not difficult, it was very pleasing. And this is one of the reasons video games have such an important role in my life. Not only because of learning English, but because of the values you learn playing video games. It can improve your reflexes, your skill to take decisions, and a lot of other good things. And creativity as well. I am a creative person, I think. So video games were my first contact with the English language and has helped me a lot since then, since the beginning. Even nowadays I still play video games and I am still learning English. So I guess that's it for now. Have you learned any language doing anything you love, anything fun? anything cool, please tell me, leave a comment below here. If you like this video, please hit the like button, it will help me a lot. Subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss any new video. And I guess that's it. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rene Speak. Okay, so that's it. Take care. See ya.